Southwest Florida, welcome back to Lee Pitts Live. We're so thrilled to be here in the heart of the African-American community in Dunbar. It is the largest African-American community in Southwest Florida, located in the city of Fort Myers. We are here on Martin Luther King Boulevard. And of course, over my shoulder, you see these historic murals that have been painted, located next to McCullum Hall, the historic building that is in the process of being renovated. We have some fabulous guests here from the Democratic Party, and we can't wait to get to them. Kari and Carolyn. Ladies, welcome to Lee Pitts Live.
Thank you. And
so good to get both of you here. I said from the Democratic Party, but I'm going to allow you to tell your titles and what role you play in the Democratic Party. We'll start with you. Based on our director, we'll start with you, Carolyn.
Well, thank you, Lee, and I appreciate this opportunity to speak to the voting public. I'm Carolyn Norris. I'm president of the Lee County Democratic Black Caucus, the chapter here. Kari and I work together, and Kari's with the Lee County Democratic Party.
Now she gets to speak for herself.
Okay.
Introduce yourself, Kari.
I'm Kari Lerner. I am the chair of the Democratic Party of Lee County.
Okay, and it's great to see both of you here. First of all, in a nutshell, what is the Democratic Party of Lee County?
The Democratic Party of Lee County is here. Our purpose is to ensure that each and every individual is exercising their right to vote.
Okay. What is the Black Democratic Caucus of Lee County?
Our chapter is responsible, or our mission is to register as many black voters in all the black communities within Lee County and to support all Democratic candidates and to seek and support black Democratic candidates.
How do you two organizations work together?
Well, we connect on a couple of levels. First, we both roll up into the Florida Democratic Party at the state level. Our chapter rolls up into the Democratic Black Caucus of Florida and their affiliates. And we work under the mission to register voters, enroll vote by mail, work with candidates who are running, and we share events or volunteer with each other's organization. Mm-hmm. We have this day of action that happens the last Saturday of every month. And our members, as well as the members within the Lee County Democratic Party, we collaborate and get out there canvassing door to door, voter registration, vote by mail enrollment, and circulating and distributing literature for our candidates.
Now, Kari, when she said that, it sounds like the Black Caucus of Lee County Democratic Caucus has very similar foundation as the Democratic Party as a whole. Is that fair to say?
Oh, absolutely. We work very carefully collaborating together because together we have more power. You know, you're better able to accomplish the vision. And we also have tabling events. There are communities where when meetings are happening or special events are happening, and we want to be out there in the community visible so people can, you know, we can talk to people, again, one-on-one, because some people aren't comfortable when people come to their door, and this is just, we want the black community to know that they're important, that this is important to us.
I'm glad you said in the community, because right now we're sitting in the heart of the African American community. And if people who are watching us on television and hearing us on radio, you know that we're sitting on Dr. Martin Luther King Boulevard. And in many cases, we need to galvanize people to be interested in the voting process, to know that their vote counts. Kari, I know that you bring to your position a wealth of background in terms of politics. I've heard great things about you up in the Central Florida area. Let's get to know you a little bit. Tell us a little bit about your background as it relates to what you bring to this position.
Well, I think it's a combination. I grew up in Lee County. I graduated from Calusa Middle School, Cypress Lake High School, go Panthers, and Edison Community College. And then I moved to New England and was there for 30 years. While I was in New England, I worked on as a volunteer on many campaigns. Senator Jean Shaheen, the senior senator from New Hampshire, I worked on her campaign. I was for 2016, I was the Clinton team leader and launch Senate director for Derry, New Hampshire. I worked with the organizers running an office there. And then in 2017, in a special election, I personally ran and flipped a seat in a district that had gone 23 points for Trump. I was able to flip a seat, and I was humbly able to serve as a state representative in the state of New Hampshire. And then once I fulfilled that obligation, my parents are older, it was time to come home, bring everything I learned there, and here we are.
And you were very instrumental in bringing Val Demings here back in March. How does that make you feel to be able to have that process of bringing such a powerful political figure in the state of Florida to Fort Myers area?
I am very grateful that Congresswoman Demings believes in what we're doing and that she's willing to donate her time to come and speak to the community here. And that makes me feel great.
Thank you. We appreciate your efforts in getting Congresswoman Val Demings here to our community. Carolyn, I mentioned that we're sitting here in the heart of the African American community. In the name of your organization is the word Black Caucus. Is there some specific way that you're targeting Black people to make sure they're engaged in the political process?
Most definitely. And I just want to emphasize again, our primary focus is to register Black Democrats and support Black local candidates for office. It's so important that the needs of the Black community are met. Why? It's several reasons. We have the feeling of having been duped in the past by politicians, government officials, where the needs have not been met. And it's important that we convey to voters or eligible voters that there's power in the ballots that they hold in their hands when they're issued during midterm elections as well as general elections for presidents. But I want to go back on that midterm election. It's so important that our voters are registered and vote, because the midterm are the elections that affects their daily lives and their kitchen table issues such as jobs, healthcare and medicine, affordable housing, education, even down to the mosquito control person. These things are crucial to your lifestyles, and the candidates running need to know those concerns that you have and the needs that you have, so they can make it a part of their platform while they're campaigning. And we often say, there's a mantra that the Lee County Chapter Democratic Black Caucus had that was established by my predecessor, Janice Cass. She always said, when Black Democrats turn out, Democrats win. And I just want to say, ask Joe Biden. As we know, Congressman James Clyburn pulled his coattail and endorsed him in the 2020 elections, and thereafter, Biden won every primary thereafter, and ultimately, as we know, the presidency.
And one of the things that we've noticed, not just now, but throughout for some period of time, is that you have a lot of registered Black Democrats that don't get out to vote. Why is that?
Well, I think there are 5 factors about that, and one of them I just spoke about, feeling duped or fooled by politicians and government officials with empty promises to them. Another issue would be returning citizens and not understanding their restored rights to vote, or the uncertainties surrounding their rights, restored rights to vote, and the restitution that may accompany it. Also, It may be things like, excuse me, I lost my thought.
Go ahead.
Well, I would just like to say that it's important to register to vote, but we also need to be enrolled in vote by mail because, many people are working multiple jobs, and when you vote by mail, you get that ballot 6 weeks before, many weeks before the election. You fill it out, you put it in the mail, and then you check lee.vote, and you can see where your ballot was received. You can see when it was counted, and that takes the difficulty. A lot of people are intimidated going to the polls, and this is a way you can vote from home.
Right. I'm glad you brought that up because I want to follow up with that, Kari, is that the voting by mail has become so widespread and popular now that people need to know the first step. I think there's a website or somewhere people can go. Let's direct people right now before I forget to ask.
That's fine. You go to lee.vote.
Okay.
And there you click on, and I believe it's enroll and vote by mail or check my status. And
right.
You'll need your driver's license number with you, and you'll need the last four of your social security number with you. And the directions are right there. And it's a good idea. I tell people you should check your status, your voting status, not just enrolling and vote by mail, but check your voting status on your birthday.
Okay. Now, I know you want to get back to those
Yes.
because you think you don't embarrass yourself by forgetting, but you didn't.
No.
Go ahead and finish that up about reasons.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Legislators of the other party, they write bills and pass laws that make it difficult for communities of colors to vote.
Okay.
So that's why it's significant to participate. They've done things such as no early voting locations in their communities. Also, local supervisors of elections have cut out early voting on the Sunday prior to election day.
That used to be souls to the polls.
Exactly. Preventing souls to the polls.
I love souls to the
carpooling,
polls.
Which would
Y'all trying to eliminate
Yeah.
my right to vote. I
That
like
is-
to go to church and then go to the polls right
That's
afterwards.
right. Took them directly escorted them from the church directly to the polls
Right.
location. And hearkening, like I said, hearkening back to that question you asked before, it is just realizing and recognizing the power of the ballot.
Mm-hmm.
It's in your hands.
Let's go back to you, Kari. You mentioned early on that you were able to involved in turning a red district blue. We know we're living in a red district now. That doesn't mean that it couldn't be turned blue. You are wearing blue. I don't know if that's a quote incident. My fraternity colors, Phi Beta Sigma. So you're endearing to my heart, and my sister's colors, Zeta Phi Beta, blue and white. They see you on television now. Everything is possible?
I believe with everything I am that the right candidate with the right message can be viable in any district. I think that when you are expressing the values of the community, and you're able to connect with people where people can see that you understand their daily struggles, and that is I absolutely believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Got to meet the people where they are.
Absolutely.
How should voting parents address that issue in their household? I know my mom when I was a little kid, of course, we came out of the civil rights movement. I'm a product of that. And my mom's like, hey, we got to vote. It's just like normal. Is that kind of softened over the years, these new generations?
Well, I can't speak if it's softened, but what I would suggest that parents do in approaching the issue of voting in their households, be interactive and proactive. And what I mean by that, the supervisor of elections office sends out a sample ballot. The news press, I believe, puts a sample ballot in the newspaper. Sit with your children and go through that ballot and help them understand at their level what it may mean to them. I recall also, as a 5-year-old, my mom bringing me and my two brothers to the voting booth with her. And what she would do is she would make us all participate. My one brother, Bobby, would pull the lever, because see, now they have voting booths, and I'm aging myself, but you pull the lever once you're all in, the curtains would close for privacy. Then my brother Bobby and I would select the candidates that my mom and my older brother Dale were reading off to us, and then she would double check it, and then Bobby and Dale would get back in there together, pull that lever, and once that lever was pulled, the vote was cast, and we were able to leave the voting booths accordingly. I remember that crisply and vividly, so I say do that with your children. It will make a difference.
Both of you are heads of your organizations here respectively. Kari, how can people join the Lee County Democratic Party?
Well, the first step would be to go to our website, which is Lee County Dems, all one word, leecountydems.org. And there you will find our newsletter. We have a monthly newsletter that goes out that talks about the activities that we've done and that we have coming forward. And there are many opportunities on there. There's just a lot on the website. If you're interested in volunteering or want to learn more, there's a button to click, and you give us your information, and
you can make donations as well.
You could always make donations.
Hey, Kari, you should have seen how you perked up there.
You can always make donations. Well, reaching out to people does cost money. Mm-hmm. Texting and mailings, and even the materials for our canvassing. It does cost money to reach out.
Your organization, the Black Caucus.
Sure. We can be reached at the website, on our website, LeeBlackDems, with an S at the end, .org. Also, a donation button is there for you.
Everybody's volunteering, right?
Our members, and we ask for volunteers. Sometimes people may not have the time to always volunteer or to be an active member, but we put it out there for volunteering purposes, and support financially if you cannot be active. And also for email purposes, I can be reached at leeblackdems@gmail.com. For any questions on how to approach the issue of voting rights in the household or what activities we're working on, we do have one big activity, and it will be a Meet the Candidates Forum. It'll be on a website format, and there'll be postings on Facebook and other social media that we're on for this April 22nd event from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Come join us and meet your local candidates, your local Black candidates.
Are both of you available or as a tag team to come and speak to various community organizations that would be interested in having you come and talk to them?
We will make ourselves
Absolutely.
available.
Okay, people,
May I
put them to work, people. Get in touch with them. If you can't reach them, get in touch with me. I'll get in touch with them. Churches, everybody would like them to come out and talk. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, you did mention no one we don't have staff. Everyone involved with the Democratic Party of Lee County is a volunteer. Mm-hmm. So your money goes right to the effort.
Well, ladies, it's been a pleasure having you both on the show.
Thank you.
Looking forward to getting you back in the future.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming a part of our staff, Kari, as our director, producer, the executive. We love you, and you bring great knowledge. See, I'm gonna get you laughing, Kari. You kids not gonna love the blue.
Thank you so much for having
All
us
right.
on your program.
All right, as the saying goes on this show, for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like these fine women here who are representing the Democratic Party who are doing it. And Miami has the oranges, but Fort Myers got the
Juice.
We'll be right back.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.
Hello everybody, this is Lee. I'm so glad that you watched that particular show, and if you enjoyed that show, we got other shows like that. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch Lee Pitts Live on demand anytime, and also hit us up on all our social media platforms. Just type in Lee Pitts Live, and there you go.